Chair recognizes Ms. Gervin Hawkins to explain the amendment.
Members, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I did share this. I had a conversation with one of the bill authors and the bill authors for this. My amendment simply does this. It makes sure that our professional athletes, performers, artists, and entertainers are protected and can come to this country. We know that specifically our professional athletes carry a P1 visa. I had an opportunity to talk to a Spurs. Mr. Speaker, can I get a little order around here?
Members, please take your conversations outside of the rail.
My amendment protects professional athletes, artists, entertainers, or performers. One of the concerns in this bill, and I did speak with a Spurs executive, is concerned about the professional athletes we have on this team. There's 125 foreign nationals on NBA teams that are under a P1 visa. That's a professional visa. None of them are guaranteed citizenship. They have to go through the normal process. These individuals spend tens of millions of dollars, be it on homes, be it in businesses, be it investments, developing programs in communities, all of that. I hope the author of this bill understand that all of these folks are in jeopardy with the bill in its current condition. With that, I move passage.
Mr. Manuel, for what purpose?
Will the gentlelady yield for a question?
Would you yield, Ms. Gervin
I would
Hawkins?
be happy to.
By any chance, Representative, first off, thank you so much. Do you know how much money a team would lose having to replace a player if they had to leave for a financial constraint or any reason?
Hundreds of millions of dollars. You think of Wemby Yami, who is a young man who is with the San Antonio Spurs. He wouldn't stay if he couldn't buy a home, couldn't invest his money in businesses, and we would be in jeopardy of losing him. Think of all the other athletes, Luka, who's in Dallas. So think about the amount of money that they invest. Also, what I want to share is some of our existing players, high-profile players, get foreign players that are from different countries to invest in our communities.
So we're looking at potentially a loss of investment into our own communities from people who are here working in good faith, adding to the community, and also asking this as a question. Do major league teams or minor league teams, do they put up people living in apartments or in houses? What would happen, do they do that?
They do.
What would happen if a player was to leave? What would end up happening if that's on a lease?
Well, first of all, if they don't have a place to live, they can't stay here, okay? And when you make hundreds of millions of dollars and you can't invest, we're talking tax dollars of more than 50%. You're talking about no write-offs. You're talking about no interest. But more importantly, Rep. Manuel, is saying you're not wanted here.
And also, lastly, what kind of goodwill service tax dollars does having a major league team bring to a city like yours?
It's major. It's major having a big league team, as we all know. Not only that, those players bring apparel dollars, so they help businesses. Those players bring marketing dollars. Those players buy real estate. Those players do investments. So the loss to Texas would be humongous, and they will go somewhere else.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I think your amendment is wonderful.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
Ms. Jones, for what purpose?
will the gentlelady yield for
Ms.
questions?
Gervin Hawkins, would you yield?
I'd be happy to answer questions.
Thank you. Yes,
So,
you will.
Ms. Gervin Hawkins, Rep. Gervin Hawkins, it's not just professional athletes that this is going to affect, correct?
Correct.
Colleges like A&M, UT, recruit foreign athletes to compete there, don't they?
That's correct. Your student athletes will be impacted.
And we just think we just passed a bill with NIL, so athletes are going to be making more money, correct?
That's correct.
And so athletes aren't living in the dorms all the time anymore, are they?
That's correct.
They want to buy a house, correct?
Correct.
They want a nice house.
Correct.
If they're here and they're contributing to the success of these institutions of higher learning, do you think this will dissuade or encourage them to come to Texas, to college?
It would dissuade them tremendously.
And so this is, but also you brought up star athletes.
Yes.
We're not just talking about star athletes, are we?
Not just our athletes, but athletes in general that are foreign nationals.
Right. So I don't know if you know this. You know, my ex-husband was Colombian, and he came here. His teammate, Carl Herrera, who played for Venezuela. Are you familiar with Carl?
I'm not.
Well, he played for the Rockets. He helped them win a world championship, and then he went to San Antonio. Are you familiar with San Antonio?
Oh, yeah, quite familiar.
Okay, but you're just familiar with the Spurs of today, not the Spurs in the 90s?
Yes,
When Tim Duncan was there.
correct.
So the Spurs right now have foreign athletes, correct?
No doubt about it. You got an ex-player is Tony Parker, who I know who invested millions of dollars in San Antonio. I mean, when we think about the athletes, let's go back to Olajuwon, who's living in Houston, and the type of money that he invests in Houston. Yao Ming, who still has a home here in Houston. So Luka Daka, I mean, there's so many, and so many millions of dollars or hundred millions of dollars to go out of the state because of this bill.
Well, I'd like to actually thank you for bringing this amendment, because as much as we love athletics in Texas, we should make sure that we don't dissuade great athletes from coming here to compete for our teams, whether they're professional athletes or whether they're collegiate athletes. And this country is great because of its diversity. This state is great because of its diversity, and we should be supportive.
No doubt about it. And you know what? And it's not just NBA. Think about soccer. Think about the hockey. Think about baseball. You know, there's many sports will be adversely impacted in Texas.
Because I know you're not from Dallas, but we just had the Dallas team win the World Series, correct?
Yes, we did.
And they have people who aren't United States citizens, right?
That's correct.
You think they're living in apartments?
I doubt it.
You think they probably got big houses?
No doubt about it. 10 million, 20 million.
That's what I thought. Thank you for bringing the amendment. I'm proud to support it.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
Morales, for what purpose?
may the gentlelady yield for
Would you
questions.
yield, Ms. Gervin Hawkins?
I'd be happy to yield for
will.
questions.
Ms. Barb, are any of these players going to be subject to eminent domain?
Yes, if this bill is passed, because remember, they can take your property.
Thank you very much.
All right. I move passage. Or I hope the author accepts my friendly, wonderful amendment.
Chair recognizes Mr. Hefner.
I love and appreciate my classmate, but I respectfully move to table this amendment. It's not necessary under the provisions of the current bill. So please join me in moving to table.
Chair recognizes Ms. Gervin Hawkins.
I'm going to correct my wonderful classmate and let him know that without accepting this amendment, he's helping the state of Texas lose hundreds of millions of dollars through investments, through attracting high-level athletes from foreign countries. And what I'd like him to do at some point is explain to us why what he's doing will not hurt these athletes, because I truly don't understand it. With that, I look for my colleagues out here to protect the resources for Texas. I move passage.
Members, the vote is on the motion to table. If you're in favor of the motion to table, vote aye. If you're opposed, vote nay. It's a record vote. The clerk will ring the bell. Show Mr. Little voting aye, Ms. Gervin Hawkins voting no, Ms. Hefner voting aye, Mr. Anchia voting no. Have all members voted? Have all members voted? There being 86 ayes, 59 nays, the motion to table is successful. The following amendment, the clerk will read the amendment.
Amendment by Little.